Alright, everybody, what's the status? Got another installment here. Just sitting here, we're talking with special guest star Brad. We got him here.
His honor's mine.
Yeah, man. So, we were talking about some stuff last time about what we left off on.
We're talking about the bonding with animals.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Dude,
how important it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Extremely
You're not
important.
lying about that. True story.
And see, that becomes subjective. It's all relative, you know. Just like every situation, every relationship is relative. That's why it's hard. It's amazing to see people that just take animals and give them away because they become inconvenient to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would you do that to that animal? Because the animal's still going to suffer, regardless.
Did you know that Mickey, the Shibas and Huskies are among the top ones that are put into shelters because people can't take care of them? People don't.
It's a hard dog to deal with.
It is. It is a very hard dog to deal with.
Maintenance, high maintenance.
Yeah, super high maintenance.
But I mean, you gotta be prepared for it. Yeah. If you care enough, you'll go to lengths.
Yeah.
Like look at you. You cook him. He's no Chef Boyardee over here, you know.
He gets his wet food. I cook for him. I try because there's certain stuff that's in the dog foods like the the ones that like the minerals, unless I give him like vitamins or some shit. The stuff that's in the actual foods for him to eat, he needs. For everything else, for like the coat and joints, digestive health, things like that. And not everything can be given through chicken, green beans, and rice and things like that. But right. You can give them to it.
Definitely
as a treat.
It to their living.
Yeah. Every other time, or is when he was sick. He had He got like a stomach bug or something, and he was just like just all over the place trying to get status, and so I was giving him I was making boiled chicken, and I was making it with jasmine rice, and that's what I gave it to him to settle the stomach, but he still had something to eat, you know.
Right.
You can't give him like the soup and stuff. Yeah, it's not a good idea to give him to the squirts, you know, when he's got the squirts going on. So give him some solids, and that'll help it out.
Yeah,
that's what.
But you take that extra mile. You do very specific ingredients and things that we wouldn't think about because it's so convenient to just go pick up a bag of dog food, you know. I
was reading that they said that the dog foods now, like those dry dog foods, things like that, because they are pressure cooked and they take out the nutrients, same nutrients that we're talking about. Right. They take out the nutrients from the dog food. That's all right. You all right?
I'm good.
Yeah, they take out the nutrients from the food when they pressure cook it. And
it's kind of like us when we get fast food.
But imagine eating fast food every fucking meal for every day of your life.
Right.
That's what the article was saying. That's what it was basically giving them that. So when you give them the fresh, I was reading something else into like these huskies that they do, the purebred huskies. They give them this raw diet. And other dogs like this, the raw diet. They give them the raw food and like the wolf dogs and stuff. And I was looking into to give them back to their origins as right. per se, you know. And I was looking at that and I was like, that's crazy. But there's a company. It's called like Raw Dog Food, and they provide it. And they do that stuff. They have lamb, duck. They have all that stuff. And like
they're carnivores.
Yeah,
they need that.
Yeah.
Of course, they need the nutrients from veggies and all that stuff. That's why you see Beneful. It's like, oh, they got broccoli in there.
Yeah.
Maybe 0.0% of an eighth of broccoli fragments. I don't know.
What exactly is raw dog food? A raw diet is based off of meaty raw bones, organs, and usually some produce. Yeah, it's meant to mimic what dogs would eat pre-domestication.
Right.
So,
carnivorous, out in the wild, like the wolves, foxes. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
that's their instinct.
They don't.
You can't suppress that.
Yeah. They don't.
As domesticated as they are. Yeah, I think we take that for granted. Domestication.
We do.
Because we take these animals and we say, okay, they're at our mercy. But a lot of times there's not. There's that rebellious spirit, I think.
Yeah. Dude, there was, like, you started talking about this, that stupid, there's this woman that went into this, the zoo, it went into a cheetah cage, and or it was a big cat. I can't remember exactly if it was. I think it was a cheetah. I want to say cheetah. And she tried to take a fucking selfie with it. And the cheetah attacked her. He said, "Word?" It's like, "I've been waiting for it." It's like, smack. Yeah. And then they said, he said, "Never fresher." You know?
Right,
it's that raw diet.
Exactly.
But he attacked her, and and so she was like, the people at the place were like, "We're not trying to put it down. Like, she went in there,
right.
And she looked for it, and they were like, "Oh, okay, some more tea."
Oh, absolutely. It's good stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's
green tea, I think, with jasmine.
Yeah.
But no, she went in there. So they were trying to say, are they gonna take them to put it down? And they were like, "No, we're not gonna put it down."
Right,
and she agreed.
It's not the animal's fault.
It was a jaguar. She was attacked by a jaguar. Taking a photo, apologizes to the Arizona Zoo.
That's great. Jaguar.
You should. Hey, you can pull it up there for both of us, and then you don't have to see it because I can't.
That's all right.
No.
I got decent vision.
No,
yeah, I got it.
You got.
He's giving me a point. Okay.
Yeah, that way you can see it
sure.
too, so we know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, it's your people too.
First thing pops up.
The Florida man.
Yeah,
the Florida man.
The witness describes the horrifying attack. That's so crazy, though. That's like why would you like you inherently just know like this shit's dangerous.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't go in there. Maybe I should, If you ever seen them motherfuckers attack like wildebeests and take down like all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. We were raised with Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
We all loved him. We all loved to watch him, and his old videos are still out there.
Yeah.
You look back on what Steve Irwin tried to teach, and that we live in harmony with animals.
Yes.
The best thing to do is leave them alone. He's like, so many wild species that we consider dangerous, yeah, obviously they have the capacity and the probability of doing so, but most of the time it's because we go out of our way and interact with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
To us,
yeah.
It's just like Steve Irwin he's laying there. A snake passes by. He's like, "Did you see? I didn't show that I was a threat. The snake passes by.
Yeah, go pick it up.
It's okay.
He'll go pick the shit
up. And then he'll go out of his way to get the wild food.
Yeah.
That's the
he
stuff
was swole, though.
That's the stuff that put him on the map. Was the wild, chaotic stuff.
He was at one with the nature for a man to because I was watching this thing, the man that swims with crocodiles, and they're the only person on earth known to get into water with a crocodile. And swim with it, get up in it, like swim on top of it, play with it. The man was doing that, and he had rescued it from a poaching incident, and it was shot. It was shot in the head. So they were wondering maybe if it was from a brain injury, did it cause it from over time to look at him as a protective figure. So the guy that went in there to investigate, he was reporting on the thing. He went in there and he said, "All right, I'm going to get in the water and see now." The crocodile did not like that shit. So they knew it was a bond between him and the man. And they called him Tarzan. That's I can't remember his real name, but that's what his name, that's what the people called him, was Tarzan. And he got in the water. He fucking put his head in the crocodile's mouth and stuff. He would pet the crocodile's tongue. And they said shortly after that, though, it was like 6 months later, the crocodile died. It passed away from natural causes. No, it was 23 years. 23 years after. It was a baby.
Okay.
And
well, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
usually
it
at a
grew
young
up.
age, just like human children, we're all impressionable.
Yeah, fucking
Animals.
bears. They do it with bears too. They
do it
cubs.
with lions, all the big cats mostly.
You've
I've seen one with a polar bear.
Yeah.
A grizzly.
Yeah, you seen the
The
one.
guy's just sitting there grabbing his head.
Yeah.
Like he's like attacking, but he's just like
he's laying on top of him.
I love this human. It's just like
Yeah.
the dog situation with Mickey.
Yeah.
It's like the memes that we see.
It's
that litter social
wild.
media. Yeah.
It's so wild.
And the trust between them too.
Did you see the ones with the lion and
It's
like
amazing.
the dogs? Like they're friend, they be friend, like they're like friends and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen the one where there was a dog and a cow, and they were best. She raised it from a pup. The cow had raised it. The cow had raised the dog from a pup. They took the cow away. They sold the cow. The dog was crying. The dog ran away. Heard he was kept and they heard the moo because it was a village, so it wasn't like fucking hop and skip away.
Right.
It was like literally somewhere down, but the dog was moo because the people saw the dog. They're like, what are you doing? Everyone knew the dog. It was the farmer's dog, and so everybody knew him. And so the dog went, found the thing, and then you can see it was like, and then the cow was like, moo. And it was like it was moving up on him and stuff. You can see like they missed each other. That was like the sign of like when you see family, or like when you see people you ain't seen, and stuff, like you're like, oh man, that's the status.
Absolutely.
That's what it's supposed to be. And but you see that in them, and you're like,
the cow could have been the master. The dog was the apprentice.
They were friends.
The apprentice.
I think
rescue him.
I think it was more or less friends. They were super friends.
They may take me to the slaughterhouse, Anakin.
Yeah, the guy bought he bought the cow back. Yeah, the guy bought the cow back because he knew he couldn't separate it from the dog. Good, like the emperor. Yeah.
You have got wet. Look how they've scarred me.
Yeah, that's what they did in that movie. In that movie, he said, I don't know, the Star Wars, the Revenge of the Sith, like, wasn't that the third one with
Episode 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they showed the transition.
Of Anakin.
Jedi formulation of the Empire, basically. How Palpatine's long game came to fruition.
Super long game. He played that game for like 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. I was watching this movie.
A dictator. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's super.
I mean, yeah, it's fictional, but still, they have a lot of dictators do. They're able to win the heart of the people. That's where it starts.
If you win the heart of the people, you can do whatever.
You win their hearts, you can control them.
Yeah. Well, if that's your goal. But when you say control, it should be for the better means of status. Most people do that, and they do it for
we want to associate a negative connotation with control, because what do we think? We're brainless. We don't have autonomy, and we feel that we do.
Yeah.
You can't control us, but we say, no, control in the sense of controlling yourself.
True story. Absolutely. Self-control is a good thing to have. I think that if you can have self-control over yourself, like the ability not to like overdo certain things, like to drink a little too much, or maybe you shouldn't do something that you're
right.
But
you can use that for the best intentions, for the good part. Use that to motivate them to do the best.
Yeah,
because you have that control.
Absolutely, it should always be geared towards that, though. It should always be, because I was hearing everybody always says the best thing for you to do is when you do more for others. Then you feel better. You feel good about yourself, but don't do it too much to where you get taken advantage of.
Of course.
Or you get walked over. But I mean, if you do that, it's good for the soul, just like for caring for the animal, like we were talking about. When you do that, yeah, I believe it
becomes a natural reaction. I think.
Yeah.
To just genuinely do that.
Yeah.
It expresses the good. Yeah, we could get deeper theologically and explain how. It doesn't make you better as a person, but it's still progressively. It helps your life. And it helps others around you.
I think it spreads it.
It can be contagious.
I think it spreads it. When you say helping yourself,
actions are great.
I think the spreading of it is where the key lies. And because now what do? We spread hate. Everybody fucking spreads hate. Everybody's about It
really is
nothing. There's no benefit except that someone's gaining power from it, meaning that something's being gained, something's being had.
Right.
It's not us. Nobody's gaining nothing. That like us, like in terms of like the people, like because all you hear about it now is just someone just said hate this, hate these people here, these people there, and it's just like this wild. If we stop hating and we just focus on ourselves and see what's up, then maybe we can help to not project the things that we see wrong with ourselves onto others, but we can help to see, because self-reflection is the best motivation for teaching oneself to evolve as a person. Because if you can be your own worst self-critic, then you can actually do something about it. And I think that is the key. That is wherein lies what we need to do as a people, instead of just fucking saying like, man, fuck you, I don't like you, I don't like your hair, I don't like, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's like, man, it's wild, because you don't know who these people are. You don't know what they've gone through. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they've done. They may be pieces of shit. They may not be pieces of shit. You get what I'm saying?
Empathy.
Yeah, it's just give it until, like I said, until they start to walk over, or you see the impending march coming towards you. Get the fuck out the way.
Well, just like it says in Proverbs.
Yeah.
It says, "Be loving as the dove, but be shrewd like the serpent." It's a good balance.
Yeah.
Because it says exactly what you do. To put in layman's terms, you don't be a doormat, or don't begrudge people. Don't deliver hate.
Yeah.
But be loving.
Yeah. Say welcome.
Be genuine.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's that hard to do.
It's not. It's
not.
not.
But the paradox behind it all is that we can try and try. Yeah, it could influence culture. It could influence those around us. But therein lies the paradox as it comes along to reveal that it's almost natural to deliver hate. So that says something about the human being.
Yeah.
Because regardless of circumstances, those issues arise. That's sin in us. And I think that's why it's good to have the best intentions. But don't think of it as a sense of trying to change culture. For short terms, you know.
Changing culture, though, but you see, it's a mode of thinking, and when the mode of thinking happens, it creates, but it's a negative culture that we have. So, what I'm saying is that is just to do what it says, even in there, many a times, just to spread love.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily like, you know, don't be lovey-dovey or anything like that. I'm saying like you must.
Right. Don't go out of your way to make it look like it's disingenuous.
Yeah.
It's like smiling, forcing a smile.
Yeah,
you know?
like the Toy Story when with the Barbie
Have
at
a
the
good day, sir.
Yeah.
Please enjoy your items.
The Barbie,
Yeah,
automated status. She was
Barbie.
saying, "Can I stop smiling now? Because this is hurting."
Right. The Toy Story.
That shit
That's
was.
funny.
That is true though.
But that separates, and then that's getting to the love aspect.
Yeah.
Loving is the dove. You're peaceful. You can bring and affect the environment around you. But at the same time, be aware of the environment around you. Be cautious. Be wise. Be shrewd.
Yeah.
It's combining the two, almost not like the yin and yang, saying that good and evil, two opposing forces, which one has more control, but it balances, which is the symbol of the yin and yang.
Yeah.
Not that you do good and okay, you got to balance it by going out of your way to do bad stuff.
But you see how the yin and the yang symbol is contained within the circle. So they have
It's
only that limited amount of when you say that, there is a perfect balance. The circle containing both the good and the bad is
and I think it's a
balancer.
measurement of being aware of reality.
Yeah.
And I think it's more applicable to life and how you go through it. Philosophically, theologically, probably not. But, actually, not at all. But that's for a separate topic. So that's for some Mac Daddy status.
Yeah, because that's some. I want to have.
But it's deeper. It would be cool to see him come on the show.
Yeah, I want to
Actually,
have Biggs back on.
Biggs would be good to be because Big likes to bring up the scientific stuff and all that.
We were going to talk about some micro and macro because I know he went to that convention and stuff. So
He did. He's invested in that.
That's good,
But
though.
yeah,
to
anyways,
learn about anything you want to know about, you to pursue it, and I think that's another thing.
Like
Self-reflection, wanting to better yourself, go down a certain path of
And
what
like
you
I've
want to
said
follow.
before, I think it's just knowledge for knowledge's sake.
Yeah.
Because you're not aware of it, how it could change you, but learn it and see how it changes you.
Yeah.
Become
Absolutely.
aware of it
Become aware.
in that sense.
As long as you're aware of it, it won't fucking shock you when the status
And therein lies the connection between the shrewdness of the serpent. We want to look at the serpent as vile, but the serpent is crafty.
yeah.
The serpent moves. He's stealthy in a way. He's the guy that blends in the crowd, but he doesn't have to be over enthusiastic.
Agent 47.
Right. Not in the sense of it's like, I'm focusing because I don't want the attention on me. I'm focusing the attention on everybody else through diversion because I'm here to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Pretty big apples to oranges there, but yeah, calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, that's what happens. I think
And that's the alpha right there. That's how the alpha looks.
Yeah. It's like
I think a true leader is one who focuses more on how they can serve those around them, not how those around me can serve me. You know what I mean?
There was a book I was reading. It was saying something. It was leaders eat last, and good leaders they make sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was they were talking about how
just like how parents or a mother,
yeah,
in dire
structure.
circumstances, the children receive first.
Yeah, well,
Even
that's
if I
always.
can't get anything.
Yeah, that's always a parent's objective.
Always.
Yeah, but it's good parenting, but it's also for leadership because a parent that's your child,
Right.
and there's a difference
It's
when you have
almost an
other people.
expectation, right?
You have other people. When you have other people involved, then you have the aspects of okay, now these people, like I said, so you don't know what these people are going through. You don't know what these people have. You don't know if they have special conditions. You don't know if they need this or that. Like going through work, they probably give you some shit here or there or whatever,
Right.
but they can't. But
It's easy to look at the people as the numbers. That's easy because that's how business is run. It's run by numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, as in accounting, employees are essentially a liability.
Yeah.
Not so much in the sense that they have to pay out their creditors, but they're a big expense. What does expense come out of? Revenue.
Yeah.
Sales.
Yeah.
Or you got the revenue up here, boom, in between you get the profit, but, who's really getting us closer to cutting those profits?
We were talking about this earlier. I was saying that the Sam's Club there, I saw that the Sam's Clubs now, they had this new store open where they have no registers. And they got rid of all of them. Or they have 3 cashiers. And what it is, when you pick up the items and stuff and you go through, there's fucking scanners that scan it. Like, and it's like you ever seen Minority Report? Remember when they're scanning the eyeballs and stuff, saying, "Hey, good, Mr. Anderton." Yeah.
But you see, the same thing applies. Looking back, not even 100 years ago, when the automobile was first introduced.
Yeah.
When you stagecoach drivers, that industry relying on horses is that. Yes,
yeah.
It was important to progress because we all have vehicles today. We all take it for granted. Because we can go out there in sub-zero degree temperatures and still get around in our car.
Yeah,
We
not
don't have to
die
walk
on
through it.
the Oregon Trail. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we have medicine too, even if we get it.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not all diseases, but still. We look at progress sometimes, it's scary.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with progress. Because you don't know how it can change society or the economy. It's a very risky maneuver, but at the same time, you've got to progress. So, standard of living. That's why capitalism and innovation throughout the years, you see there's a parallel that they correlated and were coterminous too.
Yeah.
Capitalism, free markets, innovation led to a higher standard of living. And it makes sense.
True story.
When people aren't constrained, aren't regulated to do what they do, and that's where we get so much progress.
You're talking about that now, though, but it goes back to what we're talking about, spreading hate. So we can't get any progress towards that. Then how do you expect to be progressive in any other areas if we as a people fucking suck? Like I don't mean to say it like like
it's kind of like this. Look, the root of all evil is not money. The root of all evil is the love and the lust for money. Which therein lies greed. Yeah. And that's what it leads to, people exploiting other people.
True story.
That's inevitable.
Management, leadership.
Do that.
Yep.
And the managers in between, what do? They got the pressure above them that they must supplant. Because you got to look out for yourself in the end. Yes, you work for that company. You're dedicated. And a lot of people truly are, genuinely, I think, dedicated to that company. But they realize either they bail out or they continue because it's what helps. It's what gets them by. Cut that there.
Yeah.
I gotta pick again.
All right.
My bad.
You just go. We'll just take a little. We're not gonna cut it. Just keep it. Just keep it status. and we'll just go. He'll be right back. Yeah, just keep it live, and just see. Pull up something. If I can. What's as I was saying, it was the people and the things that change that cause the difference. Yeah, you got it. All right. Yeah. And people you can manifest around you things that you can either be negative or you can be positive. And I was thinking, and there's something about it that being around the negative things, being around thinking negatively, you want to be what these people want you to be, and then because it's not really who you are, it causes some internal conflict. It causes some sort of imbalance, and that is in wherein lies the problem. And I think it's a very self-reflection. We need to be in ourselves. We need to look, and we need to find what it is that drives you, what it is that makes you want to get up in the morning, what it is that makes you wanna just go, and what makes you, what drives you. And then once you find that helps you to find other things that'll help perpetuate you along the journey. And that's what I was saying, when you find love of an animal, or if you can learn to love something that most people regard as just like a fucking like not decoration or anything, but like, it's an accessory. Like, they walk around on the back. Yeah, they love them and stuff, and they do this, but it's a whole different. Those people see that. People see that, and they see these famous people. They see these other people doing it, and they try to monkey see, monkey do, but they don't really understand what it takes, what it means to love or to care. And you know that it does when you have an animal, and you get them a toy, or you take them out or something like that. Doesn't it make you feel good? Like it makes you feel real good, and it's a crazy thing. Good.
Still wrong?
Yeah. I was talking about the bond between the animals helps you to perceive other people, human life, and not to be like negative, not to surround yourself around negativity, because it's like, I was watching this thing. I don't know if you could pull that up, but there was this thing. It was an experiment. I can't remember the name of it. The experiment was the guy had rice, and with the rice. Is it working?
There we go. I got it.
All right.
Good.
I got an extender. You got the iPhone, right? No, that's Android.
Android now.
No, I got a super extender.
I'm like you. I got a Galaxy S6.
Yeah.
3 years ago. It's been 3 years. Been meaning to replace. Thought about going to iPhone.
Yeah.
Curious. I used to dog an iPhone because everybody else did.
I used to dog an iPhone.
Because it's
I wasn't on the train.
It's that highfalutin.
My first.
You pay for the brand name.
No, you pay for the product.
You pay for the
product.
product.
Pay for the product.
That's what my
because
uncle has always said. He's a big Apple guy, big in tech.
My first episode filmed was on a MacBook, an Apple product. I'm not plugging them. I'm saying that we don't not getting sponsored or anything. I'm just saying it ran everything perfectly. It was a laptop.
But that price, sometimes that price will contribute to the product that you get. In that case, it does. Yeah,
that's an actual product that you do get your. I was looking into getting one because I'm planning on doing, like I was saying, traveling. We're gonna do some stuff. You should probably go up there.
Aren't be as innovative, but they still got the capacity.
They can do a lot of things.
Good products.
Really good
quality products.
Yeah, I could say one thing though: the iPhone's never blown up in anybody's pocket.
I think Samsung tried too hard.
Yeah.
They got too ahead of themselves.
Yeah, that's a dangerous.
They weren't prepared, just like Microsoft does when it releases their stuff. They're not always prepared.
Yeah,
they're prepared enough to justify for releasing it by saying, you know what, we took a lot of time. Y'all want it. You sure you want it?
Yeah.
You want it now?
You want it?
You
It's
want
like
it
that
now?
JG
Okay.
Wentworth commercial. He's like, it's my money and I want it now.
Guess what the profit markup will be, huh?
Super high.
Yeah.
But the perceptive of people, though, we need to be a lot different. That's what I think it is. And then when you find that key and you try to do what you want to do, that's therein lies where you can achieve another level. Not just, we're not talking about spiritually, we're talking about mentally.
Yeah.
You need to be solid before you can embark on any type of journey, because it was the guy said you need to endure the pain, so that way when the shit happens, he said you ready to go, just like he said sounds about right. He said no, I've done that before. He said all casual. It was like I was watching we go through our funks, and people try to be like, we're coming through the springtime and stuff now, so people are getting out of the funk, and they're that winter depression, as they say,
seasonal depression.
yeah, seasonal
absolutely.
depression, and
it's relatable because it's
you get cooped up, you're not natural light,
we need vitamin D, and our main source of vitamin D is the sun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not going to be in the foods. Of course, we get supplements and all that. But the main source that we rely on is the environment.
True story.
Around you.
Nature is
so back to
gives
what
you
we were
everything
saying
you need.
about progression. Progression is good, but I think it's called sustainable development is the term for basically balancing that. I've said that a lot tonight about the balancing.
Yeah.
The Thanos Act.
Yeah.
Everything is balanced, so kill half the population. You know why? Looking back at your old planet, remember we were talking about
Yeah.
They eat like kings. They eat like kings.
Yeah.
You people were pissed poor. We came in and said, the problem isn't that it's world hunger or anything. The problem is you, the people.
Yeah.
And in a way, we humans kind of do the same thing, don't we? Our extensive population, what happens? We run out of resources. How long can we sustain ourselves?
Do you think he would have enough power to change people's mode of thinking?
He's got the reality stone, right? Not to nerd out, but I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Marvel.
Everyone's seen the fucking movie. Like,
if not, they've at least heard about it. They have some.
They've seen a meme or something. More
and
than
they know that
it's
Stan
the internet.
was a great guy.
We can pull up anything we want, and we can see right, just at the snap.
Yeah.
Just like that's amazing. But
the reality stone does it. It's more illusory. It's more of an illusion.
Yeah.
Than it is actual reality. But they've said it before, and as he said before, reality can often be just depressing, deceiving, this and that. So maybe you can at least torque it to change what we see, to change how we perceive it.
Yeah. I think that.
So we would still die of hunger if that was the case. We're still breathing, but reality looks great.
The Matrix.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. The reality of it looks great. Thanks for the red stone.
Yeah.
You know, but we're actually dying inside. It's kind of like that game that came out back in the fall. It's like you were in a society, basically, that was taken over. It's a dictatorship. So so in order to control the people, you basically stand a drug. The game starts off all happy and I can't.
We Happy Few.
We Happy Few.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the deception of reality.
Yeah.
Through drugging them and not seeing reality for what it is. Same thing would happen.
It's that movie Equilibrium.
Yeah.
I talked about that last time. We were talking the Equilibrium. They were taking the pills, and the pills kept them docile, and it kept them believing that this is okay. This is what needs to happen. This is what it is, and people were okay with it. But see, that's what they give us now. You got your TV.
Well, it's easy. It's easier to submit usually, unless you're prideful. Of course, if you're prideful, I should say, if you're honorable. But if your pride gets in the way, submission can be a good thing. It can teach you a lot, but generally, no. It's so much easier to just submit and go with the ebb and flow.
Yeah.
For sure. You know?
I guess.
Who goes there?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. The Gandalf. That's funny.
I don't know why that just came to mind, but it did.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that thing where the Avengers team and he was going with them when he's dun, 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 and he stopped it and then the thing fell down and then he whipped him by the thing. It was like skipped the record when he fell and it was like and he got pulled down. That shit was funny.
Yeah. But back to that talk. It's like it's weird. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I think the best part about Infinity War was Thanos himself. Because it all focused on him. He was the protagonist. And it gave you insight from his perspective.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the intentions to go out of his way because he's like, I know I'm evil.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to kill everything because I like to kill. But he justified it. See, that's how dangerous it becomes because he's smart.
Yeah.
He knows that, that's a real problem. You go extinct.
Yeah.
Everything's gone.
True story.
Yeah.
But I mean,
to keep that balance, it's just like, what is that application to real life?
in the actual the universe and everything, he already knew that he was gonna fail.
Yeah.
He just wanted to do that so he can. In the comic book, he wanted to see death.
Actually, he did it to appease death.
Yeah, well, he wanted to see more of her,
right,
by doing something like that. That's
and they're thinking it's just like, okay, they left it out of the movie, but is it going to be in the endgame?
It may,
because it'd be true to the comics.
They were saying Galactus might be the guy because Galactus in the comics too comes up to fucking.
He's the main guy from Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Silver Surfer goes to the Devourer of Worlds. Yep,
right.
And he comes in and he says, man, you took away half the people on half the things on all the planets that I devour, all my power. He said, I'm gonna mess you up. Thanos is sitting there pointing at him with the gauntlet. He's like, I'm gonna jack you up too. Let's go. But
that would be sweet to see.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. They would have to work together with Thanos to fight off a bigger threat.
Right.
That would make it even worse. And
that would show my enemy.
That would show you it was just like the same thing that in the first movie where they try to do with
it's almost like
Loki.
It's almost like Negan in a way.
Yeah.
From what happened when Negan came in, he's big and bad. He's the tough guy. He takes out our loving characters.
Took out two people.
But later on, it's like, okay, there's this what we want to see and want to believe is a benevolent, loving side because we see Thanos. Jeez, that Negan. He was just a survivor.
Yeah. And
just like what Thanos said. Look, what did Gamora say? I forget. But basically said, you know nothing about this. He was like, I know everything about it. That's why I'm willing to do the hard thing.
Yeah.
But nobody else was. It's a pretty intense thing to believe is going out of your way to do the hard thing. Genocide. That's where Doctor Strange called him on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
so
there's easier there. If you had that much power and you're first, it's just kill everybody. Or he kept.
That's why it's believable to think that there's something behind that.
Yeah.
He can say, you know what? This is how I justify it. This is how I feel good about it.
I only killed half
and
random.
And there it becomes the justification. It's almost like it's like a tragic villain. Like Darth Vader was a tragic villain.
Yeah.
Hamlet was a tragic villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Super tragic.
Because what did he do at the end? You're just killing people.
Yeah. That's how it always starts.
Yeah.
But it was like he said, like Yoda said, he said, once you have, it said the fear. And that is the thing, fear that drives people. And the fear, we have a fear of doing things. Yeah. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. And anger leads to suffering.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what he said. But it's just to show us that the fear that we have to not progress or to do different things.
Regress.
Yeah, it just keeps us steady, and that's the same thing we were talking about the winter depression, like the seasonal status. You stay stagnant. You're not doing something like I don't care what it is you're trying to do. You fucking read a book, do some painting, do something. It just because I started painting. I started painting 2 years ago, and it was water painting, not finger paints. It was almost close to it, but I did something. And I liked it. It was good, and it was cathartic, as they say, and it helped out, and it shows you different aspects of what you're capable of, and what you really want to do, and because you shouldn't get stuck just doing. Just because you want that monetary gain, just because you want that stat, you shouldn't be stuck just doing something like that.
And you know, it's funny because that little quote that sounded good in a sci-fi movie, it's quotable, it's memorable. Fear to anger, anger to hate, suffering. It's just like, okay, that sounds cool, you know, as a Jedi, you're like, oh, that's how I gotta balance the Force, you know? I can't get mad. Nope, that'll lead to hatred. Or I can't fear it, but that's almost like, it's relatable. It's relatable. That's why movies are so entertaining.
Yeah.
That's why anything's entertaining, because we can relate to it.
Yeah. You have to be able to put yourself into those shoes in order to have empathy. If we can do that through, but it's through the comfort zone. And when you're comfortable, like I said, you become stagnant. Bam. So when you're sitting there in the comfort, looking at these people, then you have the empathy. But when you're out in the world, you're just fucking shitty to people. Like when we work if you work in the retail, whatever. You see some pretty fucked up people. Like they do some pretty fucked up shit. Like it's I always equate it to, it's like when they walk in, it's just like they take their brain out and they put it here in the car or wherever they are before. They might even leave that shit at home before they leave, and they come in there and they're just like, I need this, I need that, I need that. You're in my way. You can help me. And then once you're done helping me, it's just like
so easy to dismiss.
Yeah, it's like when you go. It's like in our generation now with they got this fucking. You can't go to the go out, go to like a bar or something, and you meet somebody, you do something, whatever the case. You go to church, meet somebody, you go fucking here. Now it's just people just going status, and it's just like that. It's just like, oh, you can help. Oh, you did this. It's just like that, and it becomes. There's no. It's just the same thing I say when they equate. They take the brain out, so that way you don't have to feel empathy. So that way, when shit goes wrong, when you were doing the things, it didn't necessarily. You don't feel guilty, but that's bad, and that's what those people they do. They come in there, but when I look at it, when I'm at some places, I'm just like, I'm trying my best. You good?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to make sure that you don't be one of those people that makes that experience that you've experienced before. And as I say, be the change you want to see in the world. And as I think it was Gandhi that said that. And
in a sense, that's a good method to survive as a species.
Yeah.
You know? But back to progression, it's just like the balancing. Progression is good, yeah. It's terrific. It gives us a lot of benefits. But then again, the reverse side of it, be careful. Be careful. Because there will be repercussions.
Yeah.
Just like this whole Jussie Smollett case thing.
Dude, he got fucking released. Released.
On felony charges.
Yeah.
Okay?
I saw Trump tweeted against the DOJ saying this is an outrage. He wanted to fucking reopen the status. You guys, what's wrong with you?
It passed on.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder. It's like, man, how you gonna sweep that shit under the rug?
Right.
How you gonna sweep that shit under the rug? Like, them two swole ass dudes came up there. They turned the camera around and then they beat his ass. They didn't even film it, but they beat his ass. Like, you know, and it's so wild. Dude, man, gets away from that, and
with compensation probably too.
Yeah, more than likely. Well, he lost his position on the show.
That's the Celebrity Express lane.
Yeah,
that's why Hillary Clinton's not in jail.
Yeah. Do you think that they had something? Do you think that maybe they goaded him into maybe someone goaded him into doing that, and that's how he got off? Maybe. Because I don't see somebody getting off.
It was meant to bring down Trump. Why? Because
MAGA. That's what they had.
These white boys in the heart of where? Chicago.
No, it was
Chicago.
It was Nigerians.
Yeah.
It was Nigerians that beat him up.
Yeah. I know, that's the irony of it all.
Yeah.
But in Chicago, you're going to say these inbred white boys from Chicago came up, beat me up because I'm a homo.
No, the Nigerian, it was he paid Nigerian.
Well, I know that. He paid the guys.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you're talking about what he said. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's the setting of the story.
Yeah.
That didn't add up. It's just like, okay, look. You know, just like I said earlier, you can do these things whether or not you should or you do choose to do them.
You should inherently know that shit's wrong and shit's right.
But you should be prepared for the repercussions.
Yeah.
The ramifications of your actions. It's just like, all right, he can get away. We look at the justice system where we say it's flawed, but it's the fact that this man can get away with it, but we know what he did.
Yeah.
And that's why these situations plague people.
Yeah.
Like Casey Anthony.
Yeah?
Like Casey Anthony and... What is this we got here? Yeah!
He's hanging out. Oh, man.
Oh, Mr. I decided to get you off free.
We're going to let you go.
Oh, you got my good blessing?
We want to tell you,
Michelle's as well?
if you want to help, www. Healthcare.gov. I remember him saying that so many times.
Remember, he would go everywhere. Everywhere he went, he said it.
Yeah.
Like a broken record.
They found. Didn't they find that to be unconstitutional?
Trump seemed to have done
his healthcare plan.
I'm working on it.
And then
they're
you got
working
Trump
on
that
it.
bypassed
Okay.
Congress, and it's just like, okay, what are you trying to do? That's it's not. It's definitely something to look at and say, okay, that's interesting. You bypass Congress. I can't even talk. To get this going,
Dude, they
and say that it's final, that there can be no opposition.
something.
That's scary. What if they do that with like gun control and a bunch of all these other policies that they know they can't force on us, but they'll use as leverage.
They did it in New Zealand.
Do it as leverage.
They did it in New Zealand right after the shooting. I'm not. It was a tragedy. What happened? But like right after that, she announced the gun laws. She banned all the fucking status.
They love tragedy.
Yeah,
Just like news reporters and journalists, they love tragedy.
They all.
And that's another thing. George Carlin would say it all the time. Tragedy is cool.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
Like you ever used to watch those when animals attacks. Those videos, motherfuckers, they were talking about people getting attacked by lions.
That's what he said. Yeah, in his epic stand-up, I think it was like back in 2008, right before he died.
Yeah,
he was talking about all these sorts of things.
Yeah,
he's a foul mouth, whatnot, but
dude, he was an amazing comedian.
He was an artist. He was an artist.
He was Sir Toppinhat in
fucking
in Thomas the Tank Engine. He was the narrator. He was It's
like seeing somebody like God, what's his name from Full House?
Oh, you talking about the people in the college scandal? Lori Loughlin?
No, I'm talking about
Bob
Saget.
Oh yeah, he's a funny.
Remember?
Dude,
he is a funny.
He's a foul dude.
You remember when you looked at it was like Dumb and Dumber?
No, it was Half Baked. He was in Half Baked.
He was in Half Baked?
Yeah, there was that movie. He said
he was in Dumb and Dumber too. He was the love interest's father, and he got crap all over.
No, that was Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, he said there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
He said it was a chocolate bar.
That's Bob Saget. That's the Family Man.
Yeah.
That's like seeing Bryan Cranston go from Family Jester
in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, to basically El Chapo.
You know, he was in X-Files. He was in one of his first roles. His first role, he played. He was a monster in Power Rangers. He wore the suit, a full body suit and stuff. And he was a monster. And then later on, he was the dude in the head in the Power Rangers movie. And the one that came out not too long ago. Yeah, I can't remember the dude's name. That's crazy.
That's like poetic justice.
That's his first role. Was he's a monster?
Poetic justice. You just gotta put on the suit and run around, and then it becomes the actual voice of wisdom.
Yeah.
On the show, in the new movie, even though the new movie.
I didn't see it, but I knew he was in it.
Wasn't that good?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
He was probably the best part. Others say they like it. I'm not dogging.
They use them. They use them just like the Godzilla movie. You thought I was like, man, I'm going to see it because Bryan Cranston said it. They fucking kill him off halfway into the movie.
And then we get like what, 2 minutes?
No, it's like another
Godzilla. 2 minutes in the total movie.
Yeah. It was all dark because they could. But I like it.
Which is running on it. I thought it was still a good movie.
Yeah, you don't want to really show off the monster too much.
Coming up, right?
Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Yeah,
savor it. That's why they got the still shots. Put it into perspective. How giant the thing was.
Did you see at the end?
That's what made it so cool.
Fucking ripped open. He ripped open its head, and he. That was fucking swole. That was swole.
Yeah, it was. That's why I'm saying, even if this one's gonna suck.
I don't know. I think it'll be good to watch because I think they're gearing up to King Kong to do it too.
Yeah. and they remade the King Kong, the Skull Island,
Yeah.
to look bigger. Here we are nerding out.
Fuck it.
It was a good movie.
It's
It's
good
stuff.
stuff. It's culture.
Good stuff.
It's not negative culture either.
Just like we were talking before earlier today, what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Using the internet for a means to make and produce, but also to experience.
True story.
To
I like-
experience modern art. And you know what modern art is?
It's
Stuff like this?
Yeah.
In video games.
Yeah, just like I said, painting, dude, reading, doing whatever. And if you got ideas, and if you want to, you put them out there, and you get feedback. Like I like talking to people, I like seeing what the ideas are. That's why I like doing this, because it gives me a chance to get new ideas, new perspectives, new modes of thinking, seeing what's going on here, what's going on there, and it allows me to expand. It allows me to go into different levels, and that's what I like to do, because you can feed off of other people's energy, and that's what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to be in a close knit community. You're supposed to be able to feed off, and they've heard the thing where they say it takes a village to raise a child,
Right.
and you think about that. Well, different things are imprinted on that child throughout the time of growth. And that's if you have just a parent, just two parents. Some now are just fucking single parents, and most of the time they're just working. And most of the time they're doing whatever.
That becomes an epidemic too. Yes, your single parenthood. I praise those who do well as a single parent. Even though I don't know how it is. I've never been there. I'm not there. But it's something definitely that's praiseworthy. But at the same time, you see the repercussions.
Yeah.
You see the consequences of the action of what happens, because you can't spend that time that you want to. Sometimes you can't, because you made the sacrifice where the other one didn't.
True story.
A family coming together and maintaining that connection is important too.
Yeah.
For growth, for a lot of things, to get through life, to get through life's troubles.
Yeah, bounce ideas off of one another.
And that too.
That's
learning from others.
Yeah.
It's important. It's always important. That's a thing in our society. What are we taught? We're taught in media and advertisements that these people who get older, what do? They push youthful stuff on them. It's all about the youth. Maintain that youthful spirit.
Yeah. They also push their ideas onto
They
them,
take
too.
the ideas, but they take away from the negative aspect, from the positive aspect, and looking at the benefits of aging. That we should look up to those ahead of us. Even though wisdom and age, they don't always intermingle, obviously.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does. So listen. And a lot of times we don't listen. I think when it comes in relationships and everything, listen.
Yeah.
You listen. If you can just stop for a second and deny yourself a little bit, listen, and you will learn what you need to do and how they are.
Self-reflection goes back to everything.
Absolutely. It's the harmony that's needed for
Yeah.
families to develop, for relationships to develop, for friendships to develop, for our individual self to develop.
Yeah. Absolutely. Everything is
the
connected.
relationship that we have with the world around us.
The circle
Perspective is necessary.
and the balance. Like we were talking, the circle that
Talking about
contains-
Eastern religion.
No, I'm not
theology,
talking. I'm
but
talking
I
the concept behind it, though.
The concept is
when you
it
look
is
at it for what it is,
realistic.
what we were just talking about. I'm just talking about for what it is.
Right.
When we're saying we have the good and the bad, and then we have this balance in between. But there's no gray area in there. There's a line that's black or a line that's white. But in there's a circle that's containing both of that thing. So that means the balance is stronger than both the good and the bad.
And here's else what it says. It says there is objectivity. There's objective good, objective evil. But also in this life, we can't forget that there are some things that are subjective.
Yeah, try to keep your
Yeah.
yeah, like we're talking. Like,
My bad.
yeah, nah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Objectiveness.
Yeah. Lost my place.
You're talking about objectiveness.
Okay, no, it's showing in life that's how it is.
Yeah.
Everything is not subjective. Obviously, there are some things. See, there you go again.
That's all right.
See,
You going?
Focus. The focus.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, we are doing it like thing, but I'm just. It is a conversation.
It is.
And
It's between us.
Yeah.
Between us.
Yeah, and I'm not looking at you guys every few seconds when we're talking because
See,
I'm trying to be engaged with the person.
He's, is that how you say it? I'm more selfless. I'm willing to entertain. The audience is there.
I
You gotta
think they're
interact.
entertained. I think they're entertained. If they're
They might
watching
be.
this long into, I think
might
they're
be,
probably
they're
onto
just
something.
They're looking through the recommended
Yeah,
feeds.
they're
and be
listening
like,
to it and-
Say this to watch later, or you know what? We'll pause it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's easy to do.
What'd you say?
It's kind of a natural reaction.
That's funny.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you good. No, I was just saying.
I gotta go again, dude.
That's
So,
all right.
It's awful.
Well, let's just say we'll cut it right here and we'll end it there. It's the status. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mimo, for coming out. Probably do another one here in a little bit, or do some little sound bites or something.
Yeah.
We'll just mess around.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll go through it.
catch
Get
you
some,
guys.
get some ideas flowing.
Yeah.
Get some comments going. You know,
Yeah.
it's always interesting to see what other people have to say and what they think.
True status. True story. Always.
Always.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy. We'll see you on the next status.
Yeah.